I can't do that.
All right. From LeBron in his zone to Hunter Patterson joining us on the phone. Hunter, sorry about that. Thanks for your patience. How are you dealing with this up and down, incredible, crazy Kings season?
It has, like Aaron said last game, definitely been a roller coaster. First and foremost, though, glad to join you all. Always glad to be here with the fellas. But yes, it's been pretty up and down. I think last game was a good kind of summation of how it's been going.
Yeah, up and down, no doubt. Hunter, what's the glaring problem you think with this team? What are you seeing? What's the issue?
It's hard to pinpoint, to be honest. There's moments I think they get in a rhythm like they were a couple nights ago against the Bulls, and then they possibly just, I guess, feel comfortable with where they are and let their guard down a little bit, which isn't what elite teams should be doing. That's not what they were doing last season, but I don't want to say it's mental, but it could be at this point. I'm not sure it's necessarily personnel wise.
Mm-hmm. Hunter Patterson, pardon me, from The Athletic with us. Hunter, why do you think the Kings, the offense at times this year looks great, similar to last year, and then we have moments like the fourth quarter against the Bulls where it just stops functioning? Do you have any idea what is causing that or why that happens?
I know at practice yesterday, Mike Brown mentioned he wished he had brought De'Aaron in a little bit earlier during that fourth quarter, but I don't know. I think the lack of a consistent second scorer who can create his own, that might be one of the issues down the stretch. We obviously have become pretty accustomed to De'Aaron doing what he does, but only 4 shots from him in the fourth last game against the Bulls. And then Keegan and Malik, I would say, are probably 2A, 2B for that create your own scorer position, but they're not always there as consistently as you might like.
Hunter, a lot of people are criticizing Mike Brown for, that end of third quarter stretch, fourth quarter against the Bulls. Did you notice that stretch late in the third when the Bulls went on their run that he went with all reserve players, all bench players? And what did you think about his coaching throughout, not calling the timeout when De'Aaron was struggling to get the ball in? I feel, I'll just tell you how I feel. I feel like collectively, everybody could have been better. Mike, the players, everybody could have been better. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm with you on that, Jace. I think it can't solely be on Mike. There's guys who are on the floor who are expected to produce, whether they're in the starting unit or not. And in the moment, it was a bit glaring. Like, you could see DeMar was getting it rolling. Kobe White had the best game since he's been a pro. And they were running doubles at DeMar down the stretch, but it didn't really matter. He literally outscored the Kings 19-18 in that fourth frame. And it's something where Mike has kind of mentioned throughout the season. It's one thing when you run doubles at the team's best players, but then when you're having to do it for Ayo Dosunmu and Kobe White, that could kind of throw your defense off as a whole.
Yeah, you don't have enough defenders to be doubling everybody.
You need like 8 guys out there, right?
Right. And I think they frown on that at this level. Hunter Patterson with us. Hunter, we know that Domas historically does well against the Brow. How do the Kings match up with this Laker team?
I think Kevin, who hasn't been as consistent as he has last season, for whatever reason, he loves to play. I'm going to still call it Staples, even though it's crypto arena at this point. But he loves to play at Staples against the Lakers. Over his last 2 seasons, his entire time here with the Kings, he's averaging roughly 21 points, 6 assists, 4 boards, and 3 steals. And that's 55% from the field, 46% from 3. So he is someone for whatever reason, maybe it's just the good weather, good vibes in LA. I'm kind of expecting him to turn it on.
I like to hear that. I feel like when you look at this Kings team, if Herter's cooking, if Malik's cooking, a very good chance for them to get wins. We talked about Domantas Sabonis and Anthony Davis, Domas perfect 8-0 against them. But it's been a while since we've seen this Lakers team. I think November 15th was the last time. How are they different? How are they similar? I was shocked to find out that they're actually a halfway decent three-point shooting team, Hunter.
I think a large part of that, too, is D'Angelo Russell is playing out of his mind at this point. He seems to be that third guy, potentially, between him and Reeves, I guess, outside of, obviously, Bron and AD. But D'Lo has been opening up the floor and allowing, I think, better spacing for the team. So it's not they're not at a deficit with three-point shooters and guys who can't really space the floor the way you might want around Bron and AD.
Hunter, is keeping the Lakers off the foul line, is that one of the potential keys tonight for the Kings?
Definitely. I think it's funny, a few games ago, Darvin Ham was upset at their whistle. I forgot who they played. But I think, by and large, they're one of the top 3 to 5 teams to be able to get to the line in the league this season. So that is going to be obviously easier said than done. AD is a monster inside. We know what LeBron does. Rui's been playing pretty decent lately as well. So keeping them off the line, and as well as the outside of the paint, they're pretty dominant inside as well. So I think those 2 areas are much easier said than done, but also the Kings are 4-1 against the Lakers going back to last season. So they've shown they're capable.
Hunter Patterson, writer for The Athletic, covering your Sacramento Kings. Hunter, we, have talked ad nauseum about why this season feels different versus last season. And we used to say it was because of expectations. But now that I think about it, I feel like it's more, there's been more disappointing losses. Would you agree with that? I feel like, last year we lost the teams we should beat, but I feel like there's more of that this year. What do you think?
100%. I think even going back to the Hornets, that loss sticks out to me this season. That was one at home. They were pretty depleted. Melo wasn't playing. Terry Rozier is a bucket now that he's with the Heat and everything, but he picked them apart. And it seems to be a common theme where they almost play down to their competition. And on the flip side of that, they've shown they're capable of beating the Minnesotas of the world, the Denvers of the world. And it seems they're struggling to find consistency, and it's really glaring when they lose the teams they should be beating.
Mm-hmm. We'll let you go on this one, Hunter. What's your best guess? Where does this all end up? Where do the Kings end up? 6th or better? Or are they a play-in team this year?
Obviously, they are a 6 seed, but I would at all costs try to avoid the play-in, obviously, like everyone would, but you have the Lakers in the mix. You have the Warriors in the mix. I wouldn't want to see Luka and Kyrie either. So I would say I'll go ahead and say 6 seed.
Okay.
Let's say 6 seed. They're out of the play-in race.
Gotcha. Hunter,
save that with it a little bit.
No, I know it's a tough one. We'll see you tomorrow night. Thank you very much for your time. We hope to talk to you again real soon.
Yes, sir. I appreciate y'all.
All right. Hunter Patterson from The Athletic. Meanwhile, Drapes is breaking news. He's watching LeBron warming up.